Testing. Testing, testing. Okay, my audio should be back there. Let's go to this. Nothing. How about that? Which audio are you trying to pull from? Should be this one. Let's make a little bit of noise. Check out Streamlabs. Okay. Okay, you should be able to hear audio now. There was a delay. We can do a little bit more audio messing around if we need to, but we should be good to go. Hopefully, barring any other issues, we should be good. And let's get that up so I can kind of moderate this way. There we go. It's a bit loud on my end. Let me know if the audio is disbalanced on yours. It's already performing better. Okay, and those are saved. Alright, let's see, what do we want to do first? We're right there. While we're giving this a sec to go, kind of just make sure that all of this is working, I'm going to go ahead and grab that helix glitch. Kind of nearby. It's not quite what I want to do. You know what, let's actually play a little bit as Eevee. So we were playing as Jacob a lot yesterday. Give Eevee a little bit of love here. Okay, weapons. She's got the nice weapon. Got that. If I upgrade this, is it... I don't think it's better. But I'm gonna upgrade it because we're going to do 100%ing. That's the goal here. So yeah, it's still not better than the unupgraded version of that, which is fine. And that is upgraded. So don't have to worry about that. Let's quickly knock those off of the check marks. Oh, we can do a little bit of an upgrade here. Let's increase the effectiveness or let's increase the amount for now. We'll obviously go to effectiveness later. And gang upgrades, I'm assuming we don't have enough for any of these, but it does not hurt to check. We actually do. Discount on hallucinogen darts. We will gladly take those. What's it saying now? I'm just going to do a quick little acknowledgement on all of this stuff. Just for my own sanity, as well as any of you viewers who have that as well. Except I don't think there's a fast way to do these. Because it wants me to, like, click on them. Yeah, we can do that real quick. Oh, I can just do this quick. This should, once I've cleared these out, hopefully they stay cleared. I know the outfits like to show up every single time because they're special unlocks, and that's kind of how the game likes to handle it. But that should at least get those cleared for a bit. Secrets. We'll probably be coming through here again at one point. Just to do a bit more of a look through and make sure we have everything. Perks is it saying that we haven't checked? There we go. And database for the last thing to clear. This is going a little bit quicker than I thought it would, to be entirely honest. Okay. The present day stuff's always stuff that's kind of bored me personally. You could spend like days, I swear, reading through all of this information. Oh good, I don't have to go through all of these. I can just do this. I wonder if I could do that from the first one. That'd have been much easier. Oh well. There we go. That's all nice and clean. We don't have enough skills to spend anything on yet. But we should be good to go now. Alright. Let's see, what do we want to do first? Well, yep, just like we said. Let's go grab that helix. It's a fast travel point, I think. Not the helix glitch. There we go. Third time's the charm. Okay. Oh wait, I gotta remember that I have this, because this just makes it much easier. Much quicker. The longer I play this, the better I'll get at it, hopefully. Even if it's just for all of y'all's sake. Okay. So the helix glitch I need is right there. Got it. Perfect. We'll worry about database entries later. We're not going to do that mission just yet. What I think we're going to do first is we're going to do a bit of a fight club. Get some of that extra income that we need. You go that way. Thanks to all of you who've kind of bared with me in terms of getting this set up. Oh, apparently I just ran off the edge. Not sure why. I was trying to line up a shot with my grappling hook. But sometimes it apparently lets you do that. Okay. Let's see if we can get up on top of this building. There we go. Oh, is there a carriage nearby? There is. We're gonna get a little bit of an income. Hello, Favorian. Welcome back. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. It does seem to have been sorted out now. Or at least, hopefully it's all sorted out now. Seems to be running much better. Oh, that was a bit more of a tricky situation to get out of than I should have liked to admit. Okay. Now we just need to ride as fast as we can and be aware that we got people following us. Should probably avoid running into things to keep going. How are you doing, Favorian? For those of you in the chat who don't know this already, I've said it before and I'll probably say it again. Favorian is my wonderful wife who likes to join chats and my fantastic moderator. How are you doing? Everything going good there? Your crochet project's going well? so far away again. I gotta remember with these hijacks that it wants me to go a really long distance. For whatever reason. It's probably because I haven't secured this area. Once we secure this area, it's probably going to be a much shorter ride. Crocheting and kids are a pinch loud. I'm sorry the kids are a bit loud. How is the game audio balance? Am I talking over it too much? Like, is it too loud, too quiet? We're having a little bit of audio issues when I first started the stream. It looked like my streaming services didn't want to quite pick up the audio. Kids are loud, you're not sure. That's okay. If you're able to hear me at least, that's better than when the stream started. So I'll take that for now. If the kids quiet down, we can get a little bit more information. I really do love having you in the chat. And I hope your crocheting's going excellent. I always love seeing the things that you make. I was talking to my wife the other day. I think something we'll do in the future, for a future stream, not anytime soon for certain reasons, but we will be doing my wife teaching me to crochet stream at some point. So I think that would be a whole lot of fun. And delivered with minimal casualties. That's how you drive a carriage. Good money for that. Good money and resources. That's why it's worth it. Okay, let's take a look to see what else we got here. Whew. Yeah, you gotta be there for that. Yeah, I've mentioned this before in stream, but me and my wife currently, I moved to Massachusetts for work, and my wife and kids stayed behind. So until they move out here with me, we might do some streams together, like we've trying to figure out. We want to do a Don't Starve Together stream together. That's a bit repetitive. A Don't Starve Together stream with me and my wife. But we're trying to get it to work on her computer. We've got like a couple little technical difficulties we're sorting out. We've also talked about maybe doing like Diablo 3, and those are kind of streams that we can do right now. But in the meantime, some of the other streams we want to do, like crocheting, are gonna have to wait until we are all back together. Which is a top priority that we are actively working towards. Okay, what else do we got here? Those are good. Is that a... Ooh, okay. There are some wonderful, I actually really enjoy these. There's these Karl Marx missions that are located in here. Because something that I don't think a lot of people know is that with the labor movements of the 1860s, this is the era when kind of Marx wrote most of his stuff and kind of became famous. And Assassin's Creed has a bunch of quests in his honor because of that, which I personally really love. But we're probably going to do all of those in one stream. Just because I think that it'd be good to get them all done in one stream and just kind of put all of that together. Try to keep this stream kind of family friendly and not political, but I figure putting those all together will just take care of that all at once. Avoid me from getting too historically rambly. We definitely need to do them. It's how you... First off, we're 100% in the game. Second off, it's how you get the wine color, which is one of my favorite colors in the game to use. Zip on over here. We're going to be hijacking another carriage. Just because I need another carriage. We want resources. That's part of the goal of this stream. Apparently we're going to Sparta kick. feel like this hijack's already gone much smoother than the previous one. Mostly because I think we just did that unnoticed, believe it or not. Huh. Yeah, that was an unnoticed street, an unnoticed hijack. I will take that. It's like we can be stealthy when we want to be, after all. Magic. Okay. Well, let's drop this carriage off. As graceful as we ever do. Get some good money for it, apparently. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit of a dash over here. I want to take Lambeth, so that we have it as an area. We can kind of get the income and everything from it. I think we're going to start over here. We're going to start with the Child Liberation Front, which means we will fast travel to this viewpoint and go from there. Earn ourselves a bit of income this way. Oh, Favorian, if you're still in the chat, I forgot to ask, did Discord do any kind of announcement, or is that just not working? Because I have a feeling it's just not working. Which means that it's probably not going to get to stick around on stream for long. No notifications. Yeah, that's what I figured. We'll go with the Child Liberation for now. Where is it? Over there. Perfect. I'll figure out something for that. We might just have to do it manually for a bit. Which isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. Here we go. Over to the Child Liberation area. Just take a look. See what we have to deal with today. We got children. We got quite a few. Quite a few enemies. There's him. That's the bad guy. Let's see if we can... Is there a nice little side window? Am I gonna have to go in through the front door? Ooh, actually... We're gonna grab that real quick. Oh, and there's an open window. We will get to that in a moment. We'll grab that little helix code while we're here. What did you just do? Apparently, I had a just innate desire to destroy whatever that was there. Let's see if we can get below this. Stealthy, because there's a bell. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid, and I went right into it. Hopefully it's just these three that are noticing, because I don't want to have to trigger the alarm. There's the target. And him. Was that all of them who noticed me? That was all of them that noticed me, apparently. Fortunately, that one over there is apparently really blind to things like this. we'll do... Free the children. Or not, doesn't want to let me free him. We'll take this out. Just so it's safe right now. Can we disable this? We can. Perfect. Oh, it does count those kids as free. We will take that. Okay. Got a few more people on the lower levels, and it looks like all of the kids as well. Might be able to recover this bit of an ungraceful start. Okay. We can just kind of do a quick little hop over here. Not what I wanted to do. That's okay. That's an outer wall, which means it's safe. Free the children. Take care of this person. And free the last of the children. There we go. Saved all the children. Oh. Ooh, and got loyalty level 1 belt, the thief belt. We'll take a quick look to see if that's worth it. Okay. Liberated this area, and we will continue from there. So we got belts, inventory, weapons. Oh, we can upgrade the kukuri. We have enough to craft it. That might be worth doing. But what is this one for? So the loyalty reward with Henry Green. It's going to be a little bit before we get that, but do we build this one so we have it? Oh, we should buy this for Jacob. That's what we should do. Just so that we have it for him. Upgrade it once we have the money too as well. Okay. Let's do the fight club real quick while we're here. It's pretty close by. We're going to grab the chests as well. But the fight club is pretty close by, and it will give us again, just more resources. That's kind of what the stream's about today. Resources with a bit of story and just a bit of fun chatting. Enjoying how the game looks. And is there a chest up here? It says it's on the 2nd floor, and that one's on the 2nd floor as well. We'll be civilized and take the stairs for once. Okay, open this. What should we get? We get a decent amount of money for these and resources, so it's worth grabbing all of these while they're here. I thought there was a chest here. It's in the office. You don't need doors when you're an assassin. You just climb over walls. I think if you were like one of the random workers at a building that was kind of controlled, like by the assassins, or they just come and liberate it, you'd probably get so sick of being like, every 5 minutes, you're like, what happened? Well, I was just doing paperwork, and then suddenly Evie's feet just landed all over the desk I was working on. Ops noticed me. We're gonna do a run round and a leap up. Hopefully that's a fast enough way to get out of here. And that should let us grab this. Nope, did not. I have to shoot for that one. I might have to shoot for that one. There we go. There's also a treasure chest down there, which we will grab nice and quick. It's again, resources and money. That's what that's for. As much of that as we can right now is a good thing. Was that not the helix glitch? I thought we got it. Huh. Smoke bomb's full.
Thank you.
Take care of that guy. It's weird because it's telling me that we haven't collected this one. Maybe I'll just mark it again in case there's a second one nearby. There is a second one nearby. It's all the way over there. Oh, because we wandered down this way. We just wandering, not paying attention to where we're going. That's my bad. Okay. Oh, skill points. We got a skill point to spend. Do we have enough to buy anything? We do. Let's see. We're going to be doing some... Definitely do some intimidation missions this stream, so we'll grab that. That'll be our first little grab. The database. We're going to keep these clean from now on for a bit. Just because now that we've cleaned them out, it doesn't take too long to keep them that way. Okay, well, first things first. I did say that we were going to upgrade this, so we are going to upgrade it. Just so if we do play as Jacob today, we'll have that. At least to this level done. We can't craft that anymore. Do we have any upgrades? Gauntlets. Gauntlets are fully up to speed. That's been upgraded. We can't afford that one. Capes that we own are fully up to speed. Outfits are super expensive to upgrade. We could get more colors, but I don't think we're going to worry about that right now. We can do gear upgrades, but I'm actually curious more about a gang upgrade. Do we have a gang upgrade for... We have about 1,000 pounds left. Are any of these in reach? No. So, because none of those are in reach, I am going to grab an upgrade here. We're going to upgrade medicine's efficacy. And yes, that word is efficacy. While I did not know how to pronounce taupe until recently, I do know how to pronounce efficacy. Where I really struggle are S sounds, and shoes, and they all get me tripped up. Just don't like how they sound, how they feel in my mouth. My mouth's like, these shouldn't be sounds, you're not saying things right. And then I have to be like, no mouth, that's just English. I promise, these are words. But thank you for your concern. There we go. Let's grab that. And let's go to the fight club. Right there on the corner. Are you still here, Victorian? It's telling me you are, but I thought I'd double check. There's the thing. There's a chest. We'll be grabbing that. Well, that's a cool place for a fight club, actually. I didn't know about this one. Nope. Yeah, it's just loud here. Okay. Something I did want to share with you that I added, kind of one of the more little fun features, is that if you want, and I ever say something that you find entertaining or you want to be able to hold against me later, I added the ability to add quotes. So if you type exclamation point, add quote, no spaces, and then whatever it is that I said, it will save it, and then you can recall it later by typing exclamation mark quote, and then whatever number it is. Kind of a random thing. A couple streamers had it. I figured I'd throw it in there. That way you have a way to hold me accountable for all the stupid stuff I can say.
Goodness, I thought I was going to die of boredom. Now, into the ring.
Fight club. Oh, I didn't know Evie can fight. I've only ever fought with, what's his name? Okay. mean, that's an interesting fight outfit, but probably pretty accurate for... Well, for the Victorian era, a woman participating in a fight would be very much frowned upon. But if a woman was going to disregard that, that's probably fairly accurate to what something you would see. Primarily the high-waisted belted pants. Belt's not necessarily, but the high-waisted pants. This is the era of high-waisted pants. I don't care about like 70s or whatever else you want to say. Victorian era is where it's at. Also, these guys are dead. There's no way you would do that to someone. Like, she just snapped that man in half. And like that arm bend there. Why is it not letting me do the... Okay. That's frustrating. I was trying to do counters, but it's not letting me do counters for whatever reason. There it goes. That counter's working again. There we go. I feel like she fights more vicious. We'll have to, like, if we do another fight club, we'll have to switch over to Jacob to see if he fights, how he fights differently. But I feel like her fighting style is a little bit more vicious, in all honesty. She does a lot more things that are, like, limb dislocate-y than Jacob does. I could be wrong. It's been a bit since I've played as Jacob. I've just noticed the little flips like that more. The problem is that for whatever reason, my counter button isn't working half the time right now. Like, I'm hitting it, but there's no reaction. And that's it for the fights. Oh. We're gonna give this a second go, but we're actually gonna try it as Jacob. Mostly because I'm just curious to see if there is any difference, or if I'm just crazy. There's the thief belt. What's this first one from? Discover this item in one of London's hidden chests. Okay. Obviously the outfits are the outfits. Weapons is what matters because we're going to equip that. I don't think that actually counts in a fight, but we're going to do it. And then I know we have some skill points here, yeah. We'll do that one. Unstoppable. The first hit you take during a break does not break your combo. Okay, let's give this another go. That's our favorite bookie. Okay. Is it like a very limited window? Because I'm hitting B and it's just not working half the time. See, like right there. I hit it and it doesn't do it. Like I have to hit it like right before. Yeah, I don't know why. But my counter button just does not want to work today. I might have to check my control maps just to make sure everything's going good there still. It's working sometimes, just not all the time. And it's kind of a button you need to work all the time. I think I just gotta spam it for now. Whenever I need to counter, just spam the counter button. That should get it working. That's one of the bigger problems I find with the Steam controller, is I really actually do enjoy it. The more that I use it, the more I kind of get used to it, and I don't mind the way that it feels. But sometimes it's just not the most responsive controller, which is fine when you're doing like strategy games, which is what I think it really excels at, is if you're someone who wants to have kind of the convenience of a controller while you're playing games you traditionally wouldn't have a controller, like a strategy game or isometric RPG, something where you're going to be using it partially as a mouse. You should get me a controller. I would love a little Xbox One, probably Xbox One little controller. The biggest thing, like realistically, the biggest both advantage to the Steam controller and disadvantage to the Steam controller is the trackpad here. The D-pad trackpad is fine. It works like any other trackpad. It works like a D-pad. It never have anything weird with it. But the other trackpad, it's just a bit wonky sometimes. It's just not as responsive as you'd want. It also doesn't help that I think my controller batteries might be getting a little bit low. I don't have a way to check if that's the case. Yes, again, I pressed B, nothing. We're gonna have to check to see. It worked there, doesn't work before. It's like 50-50. It could just be me. Like, I just might be doing something wrong. But I feel like it's been my controller just not being as responsive. Again. Un momento. I'm gonna check my controller configuration while this guy beats me up. Okay. It's all set up correctly. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's do it properly this time. I think we got it. And I will say, I do think my argument stands. Eevee fights much more viciously than he does. He's mostly hits and blunt force, which, yeah, that's not necessarily good in a fight. Like, obviously, you don't want to be punched. But Eevee, like, twists joints a lot more, it feels like. I think I might just also not have the best counter response right now. Like, it could be a level thing, like maybe there's a skill that makes it work a little bit better than I'm used to. But this will be our last try on this fighting rink either way. We either beat it through or move on to something else. Might take what I said back about him being less vicious than Eevee. That whole drop a person and then step on their back was pretty bad. There we go. That brings us to round 3, I believe, unless there's more of them. You see, I could just take the money and go, but I just really do want to do it all at once. very low health.
Those brutes will be sorry they
Is
crossed
it gonna let
you.
it? Is it gonna let me use my medicine? I don't think I can use medicine in a fight. Okay. Do I? Do I risk one more fight, or do I take the money? I feel like I'm playing a game show, but granted, this is the game show of the Victorian era to a good extent. Hmm. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go one more fight. And probably regret this. Yep, there it is. That's okay. We'll go do some other quests and come back to this one when it's well behind us, and we can kind of breeze through it. And by some other quests, I just mean liberate the rest of this area.
Come join our
We'll probably even get back to it at the stream, because the rest of these shouldn't take us too long. I want to do the cargo hijack, but knowing that I'm probably going to have to drive it halfway across London, I think I'm going to see if I liberate this whole area, if that gives me a closer place to drive it to. But in the meantime, let's head to the gang stronghold. Over there. Somewhere over there. Can I zip line over there? I can zip line over there. Always love a good zip line. Okay. If we're not going to hijack the carriage today, we will be back for it. We are here for the gang stronghold. Apparently we are going to hijack that. Nope, it's gone. Oh my goodness. I am just trying to climb up into your guys' gang. You don't need to be so rude. I wasn't trying to steal your carriage. Thank you. Activity reset, carriage is out of reach. Thank you. Okay, kill the leader, undetected, free and protect captured rooks. Okay, let's get a quick look of this. We want to do this fast, because wherever those rooks are in danger, usually means that there's a little bit of a limited time before we can get them. So first things first, take out the eyes in the sky. Second thing is, what are we looking at down here? So kill the leader undetected. Take him out. And sometimes the best way to do a mission stealthily is just to do the mission fast. Oh, and there's the Kakiri that we didn't have before. I'll get us a nice little unlocked area in Lambeth here. We got that nice whole little section there. Okay. There's a couple chests in this area that we're going to grab real quick. Because as always, resources are great. Okay. Looks like we got one in here. I'm going to take it. Oh, that's a exploding crate. Is it upstairs? It says resources. Oh, looks like it's out there. Okay. Apparently we're climbing. It's not actually what I wanted to do. But we will enter. Oh, there it is. That was a good bit of lucky misfortune, I guess, arguably. Okay, and the next one is probably going to be, yep, right there. There we go. And while we're here, let's grab this little helix as well. Apparently that wall is just a little bit too high for me to climb. We'll go over this one instead. I will say, I think I usually know a bit more what to say when I'm playing Dark Souls than I do Assassin's Creed. But I really enjoy playing both when you're kind of streaming. Because like part of streaming is like, I want to be talking. I want to interact and give you guys something to listen to. It's not just looking at the game. And for me, Dark Souls is a lot easier to do because I know a little bit more about that game. But I really do enjoy playing Assassin's Creed. Okay, we got a bounty hunt right there. That's going to be where we go. Well, I'm going to grab the helix before the bounty hunt. I didn't state that immediately, but that's what the plan is. Just doing a little bit of just completing and collecting these areas while we can. Okay, let's see what we have. Inventory. We did get the new Kukuri, that's what it was. And we can upgrade it. We are going to upgrade it just because, again, this is of me trying to stay ahead of the 100%ing. Like, yes, technically speaking, the best way to play is to probably just immediately, like, rush to get the best items that you can. But at the same time, now I can rest easy knowing that everything here has been done and upgraded. Those first 3 levels in terms of weapons. And that's why I'm doing it. It's not the most efficient way to play, but it's a way to play. That's what I usually like to do. I like to find my way to play. Everyone should find their own way to play a game. There's always going to be, and this is something that I've kind of always held this opinion. In any game, there's arguably going to be potentially better ways to play, right? Like, this sword's better, this gear's better. This insert this thing here is better. And in sometimes, games are going to find ways to enforce that to an extent. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Certain items that are needed in order to even progress through the game. But in my opinion, any good video game is one where even if there's item tiers, because I think item tiers are totally fine, like, right, have different levels of items to play with. I personally think that a good video game is one that's going to make you that someone who knows the game, who's familiar with it, could pick it up with little more than, let's just say, a couple. Like, they could start with the beginning items, and play with those beginning items all the way to the end. Like, sure, it can be more difficult, however they want to do it that way, but it's something, and I think that that's one of the best kind of keys to good game design, in my opinion, is to have that. Okay. We are going to dive into here. So we got police officers right there. We are going... Don't kidnap.
Get lost! Help! Someone's trying to attack me!
Okay, I don't want to attack. Become anonymous. Sometimes one of the things that I hate about this game is that if you make, like... I actually shouldn't say hate's a strong word. I actually really enjoy this game. There's nothing about this game that I actually dislike. What it is that I kind of find a little bit frustrating sometimes with this game is that when you're playing and the game over-registers something, right? It can be something very, very minor, but you're playing and you moved a little bit to the left. The game can be very strict on how far that penalizes you. And I don't necessarily think that this is something that Assassin's Creed has the ability to fix. It's one of those kind of like beyond what they can do things. But at the same time, it's like, it's a bit unfair a lot of the time. It's like, I shouldn't have to more or less be screwed out of playing this whole game because I accidentally bumped the wrong person while the game was trying to figure out what to do. Okay. Is that the target there? I think that's the target. I think we're anonymous again. Good. Making sure that there was no one on the roofs here. There's just a very high penalty to error when it comes to missions, which would be fine. Let me rephrase. There's a very high penalty of error when it comes to things that weren't necessarily your fault. Like the fact that the game decided to try to run up that pole because you were a little bit too close to it. Like, sure, if you had pinpoint precision controls, it would be fine. But this isn't a game where you're going to get pinpoint precision controls 90% of the time. Just because of the nature of the game. And that's something I don't think it's within anyone's ability to fix. But it's something that I'm still have a minor complaint on. Are they going to move? Are they just going to stand there the whole time? Like, I feel... I have an idea. It might be a really bad idea, but it's an idea nonetheless, as long as they don't notice me climbing up here. Which they did, but then they didn't, so I think we're good. Okay, actually, this might work better than I thought. So what I need to do is if we get our hallucinogenic dart and hit him, he's gonna go crazy. The cops will take him out and give us the distraction we need to kidnap Monsieur Friend here. And he ran. Oh my goodness. He just booked right off. Okay, we're gonna go collect this while we try to think of a better plan. Because that wasn't, that did not work the way I was hoping. I expected him maybe to run, and that actually could have worked better for us to an extent. What I did not expect was for him to run right into a carriage and be gone before we even had a chance to react. But I will say that that was actually a very smart move on the AI's point, so congrats to them. Is it up here? Don't tell me that there's a collectible bottle here and then... Oh, apparently there's a leaf pile, though. Where is that bottle? It's probably in the building. Can I get in the building? Does those show up on Eagle Vision? They do show up on Eagle Vision. Really smally. Really smally is not a word. Tinily? Is it tinily? If you're in the chat, Favorian, what's the word for showing up small? Is it smally? It's not smally. That can't be right. Is tinily a word? It is one of the inside tricky to find. It's like in a corner shop. Yeah, I got it. I figured it was the bar. Minuscule? Minuscule is actually, I think, the best one. So thank you. That is the feeling I was going for. Okay. Let's see. Kidnapping him is what we want to do. We are going to try this method a second time, though. Because this time we're going to be ready for him to run. things go bad. Or not bad.
Back off. You're dead! Hear me? Dead!
Why are you after me? Why is the cop after me? I did not do anything that should have aggravated a cop.
Bless her, she's gone
Not
scatterbrain.
at all suspicious, that.
What's she lurking about for?
Maybe someone
Okay, I think the
organised
cop's calming down now.
She's a strange one, isn't she?
I have no idea why the cops are after me on that one. But this is what I'm looking for. You. Woohoo. Big summer blowout. It's probably too far away. We will get him. It's not the right way. Come this way. This is even a dumber idea, but we're gonna try it. Nope. Because now he's going the opposite way I needed him to. This is something I've always realized with NPCs. They're gonna do the one thing that you wish that they didn't. So when he took off that one time and ran, completely screwed me over. But then I was expecting him to run, and he didn't.
Get lost!
Okay, we got a tackle.
Now what could that be?
Okay, how do I kidnap? There we go. Are the cops going to question this?
Settle down.
Let me go, you rat!
Frederick Aberline would like a word.
Who? I know of no one by that name.
Well, the sergeant knows who you are. You may want to rethink your connections.
Looks like trouble.
Put him in the carriage.
Get me out of here!
She's a funny one.
And off we go. That went about as cleanly as I could hope, actually. That time round, at least. Oh yeah, I'll recruit the guy who's riding in the carriage with me, so he at least feels respected. Didn't even run over anything on our way here, too. That's like a pristine kidnapping.
Feeling a little entitled, was he?
There we go. Frederick Aberline, I hope you appreciated how much effort I went to make that one crystal clean. Okay. I feel like we should mix it up with a bit of a story mission now. And I'm thinking about Charles Dickens. What do you think, Favorian? Does that sound good? Mix up all of like the boring city reclaiming stuff with the Charles Dickens mission? Favorian? Either? Let's do a Dickens mission then. Let's do a Dickens mission. I remember this Dickens mission was a bit of a pain though. Do I have money to upgrade anything before we go in? It's one of the few things I've done beforehand. We do have database stuff. Collectibles, beer tasting notes, and illustrations. And don't care about the assassin's intel. Okay. Sorry, ma'am. Do I want to? Yeah, we're already here. We've already committed to doing the Dickens mission. We've come this far. gives us good money too.
The aura of death surrounds thee both. Get thee behind me!
Alas, these days, stupidity is all too prevalent. You know, I never asked your names when we last met.
I'm Evie Fry, and this is my brother Jacob.
Tell me, do you believe in ghosts?
Not particularly.
Yes.
I'm skeptical myself. Here we are, in the world's most advanced city, yet its citizens are so enthralled to the supernatural. They leave themselves vulnerable to charlatans, which is why I joined the Ghost Club, the first society in the world to look systematically at the phenomenon. Because truth, like a spirit, must be cajoled before it will reveal itself. Will you join us?
Sounds absolutely ridiculous. Why not?
It does sound intriguing.
Splendid. I have your first case.
So I got like a lot of respect for the hair
Been some
style, everything that
disturbing
Charles
reports
Dickens
about a
rocks.
series of assaults in Lambeth. People claim they're being attacked by an age-old demon, Spring-Heeled Jack. The fiend is no doubt on the prowl as we speak. It's up to you to find him.
It's got like that super like intense combed hair. Everything. The game audio is real quiet. I can fix that. Just takes me a second. Okay. Let me know if that is any better. I just bumped it up. I about doubled where it was. But it shouldn't be too loud, hopefully. This is a shop here. We're gonna use the shop real quick. Oh, it's expensive. It was like most of our money.
Excellent taste.
Either way, good. If I'm quiet, is the game audio any better? I can hear me running around.
Look at me when I'm talking. I need more time. Come off, Anne.
Anyway.
What made you think that was a good idea?
Yeah, it's better. Okay.
Lucky I'm trying to keep out of trouble. Next day behind bars will be my last.
Okay then.
It'll be worth it to upend that low.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, Charles Dickens. I love the man's look in here. And it's pretty close to what I think he looked like in real life too. But it is a really good, real good look. The other thing is, I love kind of, this is the era of like spiritualism. And we're saying that and referred to like old school spiritualism, which is different from kind of like what you think when you say spiritualism in the modern day. But it's kind of like that belief in the ghosts and the afterlives and mediums, and it was really, really big around the Victorian era. Like everyone wanted to talk to ghosts, and you would hold these like massive public seances. It was really big. This is the era when things like the Ouija board were first invented, because it was like all the rave, anything to deal with spirits. And you get this really distinct counterculture of people who realize that a lot of it's just faked, it's all charlatan stuff. And you get these two opposing sides, and my favorite dichotomy when it comes to this is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini, as a magician, made it his kind of life goal to disprove a lot of these charlatans. And Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was huge, the author of Sherlock Holmes, was huge into it. He loved all of it. He was obsessed with it. And they went from being like decent friends to bitter enemies over this the difference between the two of them, particularly when Houdini would basically disprove anyone that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle threw at him. And kind of with that whole thing, it just led to, it was just kind of a really interesting story. If you look up the relationship between the two of them, it's fairly interesting.
It was horrible. Glowing eyes, huge claws, and his laugh. Luckily, he was frightened away by some passers-by. Somebody has to do something before he attacks another.
Okay. Another movie that does a really good job touching base on kind of the Victorian era and spiritualism and everything that I absolutely love is Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. ones. They do a phenomenal job with Lord Blackwood and kind of capturing that feeling in terms of everything that's going on. I'm gonna defend here.
Oh no.
It's never that easy.
And now he can run away. Defend the potential victim. I hope I did. Probably not. They're gone. Let's grab these posters while we're here. There's a demon on the loose, so we better grab all of the posters that we pass. Nothing left behind. Is that chest anywhere accessible? We have to go into the building to try to find it. It's not showing in an easy to... Oh, it's up top of the roof. Climb up there real quick. If I'm here, I better grab it, you know? There we go. Where is it? There it is. Magic. Okay. Got someone to inspect.
Looks like he ran this way.
I'll either walk when I can see it. We'll do like the walk sprint method.
You're a minute away from death.
These claw marks. It's gonna make me inspect them, isn't it? Okay.
Perhaps
Yep.
the legend is true and he does have giant claws.
I'll come over there and bash your head in.
Where do I have to go next? Okay. Where does it want me to go next? There it is. I like that they're not just like claw marks in Eagle Vision, but you can see the actual claw marks as well. I don't think the footprints are also that way. You can actually still see the footprints. Where'd they go from here? Did they go over here? I'm going to assume we had to go through the trees. So that's where it led me. There it is. Okay. Shiny. Okay. Where did we go from here? Claws. I enjoy a good little mission like this where you're tracking something.
When I go.
Okay.
Looks like he ran this way.
I feel like any mission that's got like special vision though does include one of these. It's like whether it's Eagle Vision or like Wraith Vision or whatever they called it in Shadows of Mordor. Or like heightened senses in Twilight Princess. When you were in your wolf form. Like it doesn't matter what they are, they all include some variation of it. which I don't mind. It's a decent little game mechanic to throw into a game. More footprints. Nope. Just inspect
A
the
heavily
footprints.
guarded warehouse.
Thank you.
I wonder what they're heavily guarding.
Okay. Kill a cultist with dynamite. I approve of this side mission. We're gonna see if we can manage to pull it off, though. I think I shot the wrong building.
Intruder! She's right there! Shit, she's getting away! Don't just attack her one at a time!
Oh, look, they reference it. Don't just attack her. Hello, Yuki! Welcome to the stream!
Any last words?
Oh, it's good to see you. I'll get you a little bit of a better hello here as soon as I'm done with fighting these two. Lols. Oh, my goodness, I actually got a good hit. They're level 6 and I'm level 4, so there actually is a bit of a difference there. I'm good, how are you? How are you doing? I'm so glad you came to the stream. I'm losing my voice there for a second. I'm so glad you stopped by. We're gonna see if it works, but I got a couple little things changed on my stream. You're exhausted? What are you exhausted? Just long day, kids tiring you out, all of the above? It was, from what I understand, it was Poppy's birthday pretty recently, wasn't it? Ah, there we go. It is working. Second birthday party. There it is. I knew it was her birthday party recently. I got a shout-out command now, so I can shout out all you wonderful other streamers, like Yuki here. For everyone who's watching, if you haven't already, do highly recommend going and popping by Yuki's channel, giving her a follow. She is a wonderful streamer, and does a whole lot of awesome streams using Don't Starve Together, usually. Anyway, her birthday was yesterday, but you finished up with her second birthday party was today. Okay. Oh, I definitely feel the tiredness from a good kid's birthday party. Oh, they can be a really exhausting thing. Did you do like friends and family, or was it like a pretty small party? You got your butt kicked playing Don't Starve Together. Repeatedly. I think I've just woken up the entire neighborhood, apparently. You can see all of them there. What are they fighting? Anyway. I'm getting my butt kicked right now. This will probably be the end of me, in all honesty. I don't know how... I got one too many guys that I'm dealing with up here, I think. I'll have to see if I can pull it off or not. This is a level 4 mission, but everyone in it's level 6 for whatever reason. I might have actually pulled this off. And look at here, all of my loyal rooks coming a little bit too late, but I still love them for it. We took her to Nana and Papa's house and had a sort of informal party with just family, had cake and a couple presents, and today we had a more traditional birthday party and invited her godparents and their little boy. Well, that sounds like a fun adventure. A fun little thing to do, at least. I like a good small birthday party myself. It's just a little bit more intimate, and I like a little bit more intimate birthday parties. Yeah, well, especially right now too with COVID, we had one of our child's birthday parties right at the beginning of COVID, like when everything was first starting to quarantine, and we cut it down quite a bit. We did social distancing. We went to a park, It was when everything was a little bit less strict. But still, we tried our best to be careful and maintain social distancing and everything.
Some woman sneaked in.
Oh, they're all gonna notice me. Yeah, his was in April. So very early.
You'll be sorry.
It wants me to kill one of them with dynamite. Is there dynamite in here? Because if there is, you bet your bottom dollar we're going to be setting it off. Is there not any dynamite in here? Yeah, there it is. That's right. I think what I was doing is... It was nice to have to find a big thing. Yeah, it was actually. I think part of what I was confusing it with, too, is... I might have been confusing it with a later or different birthday party. My memory's not the best at remembering what happened when. Okay, none of my buttons were working now. Okay, we split up into 2 parties so everyone that wanted to could come. That's a good way to do it, you know? We can only do so much, we've got to try our best. We've been having a bit of technical difficulties this stream. Like right there, none of my buttons are working for the Spring Hill Jack fight. So that was fun. Okay, but this isn't too bad of a restart point. We might be using our pistol to cheat a little bit, though.
Pressure, come on! This is your last bout.
Now the buttons work fine. It's a little bit too late to re-earn my favor, though. Okay.
Who are you to deny us our sport? The scum of London are as base as animals, and we treat them as such. We take our inspiration from Jack, who knows how to treat the lower classes.
There we go. I was doing that thing again where the commands didn't want to work. We got it. Got it! I figured out Spring Hill Jack's one weakness. Bullets. So I had birthday cake with candles and singing to her yesterday. We just got cupcakes for today, but I made, queso chicken tacos. Every kind of topping. Some bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. That sounds delicious! I don't know if this has been mentioned on stream. I love any good chicken, and chicken queso tacos sound delicious. I don't actually eat bacon myself. My stomach's really, really sensitive to both beef and pork. So I don't eat either of those. But I do appreciate a good jalapeno popper.
There's a murderer to stop.
Yeah. Nor is my wife, Victorian. She eats very similar to me, where no beef or pork, but we'll eat like chicken and fish. It's Polo Pescatarian. It does have an actual name. Yeah, I love a good breaded. My favorite jalapeno popper is jalapeno, and then a really good melting cheese. I actually really like mozzarella for it. But a good melting cheese, like mozzarella, and then just breaded and fried with like a really basic breadcrumb breading, something that gets really nice and crisp. And that's probably my favorite little kind of jalapeno popper. I don't normally make those myself, but I have made similar things before. Like, we haven't had these in a while, but mozzarella. Yeah, basically, I like a mozzarella stick with jalapeno. That's what I like for my jalapeno poppers. My goodness, I'm struggling today. No, one of my favorite little deep fried cream cheese, that's actually really good too. I could see cream cheese and cheddar. One of the other things that we would often do, in terms of a food item that we'd often make, are, I'm gonna mispronounce this name so bad. I don't think I've ever known how to pronounce it correctly. But they're called croquettes. We have a Celtic cookbook recipe, and I think it calls them croquette. I can't say this word, croquettes. I'm gonna say croquettes for now. But basically what it is you take cheese of choice, you wrap it in a risotto, and then you bread and fry that. So the kind of standard 3-dip, so flour, then egg, then bread. You don't have carbs at the moment, so just use bacon since everyone else likes that. Ah, that's fair, too. I'm trying to cut back on carbs. Yeah, they're one of my favorite things. They're very time-consuming to make. Whenever we go to make them, we'll make like you gotta make like a big deal out of it, because you have to, first off, cooking the risotto. Trying to reverse the diagnosis of diabetes. I'm sorry to hear that. That's no fun. Is it so for you yourself, or like a family member? If you don't mind me asking. If I ever ask something and it's a bit too personal, just don't answer. I'm just nosy. I'm mostly curious because that's something that I gotta watch for in my family. It does run in my family. I am on and off. I haven't been diagnosed this way for a while, but when I was much younger, I was considered a pre-diabetic. But we've been doing pretty good since then. My doctor thinks I can do it really quickly if I stick to the diet and meds. I apparently only just barely hit the numbers to qualify. Okay, well, you have my best of luck to you, best wishes that I can offer you on that one. For what it's worth.
I'm in trouble now.
Got myself in over my head again, I think. Yep, definitely in over my head. But best of luck. You know, you can only do what you can do, but I hope that you're able to stick to that diet and help things get down. So it's always hard when you're dealing with medical issues too, because I don't know. I studied pharmacy for a fair bit of time. I was gonna go into pharmacy for a while, actually. Yeah, there you go. You got this. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm in a very long, roundabout, unsure way trying to say, you got this. I believe in you. You can do this. Good luck with your diet. Best wishes. Now, fake sweeteners either because they actually spike your blood sugar faster than real sugar. That is true. It really depends on the sweetener. And it's oftentimes just better to go none at all than risk it. I had, that's kind of as I was mentioning, when I was in, yeah, some they're hard to find. Well, that's the fun thing, to talk a little bit, double assassinate the targets. I failed that mission, apparently. I didn't know I was doing that mission. That was like my thing, is we're going to have a little biology talk here, because I love biology. I love anything to do with biology and chemistry. Like a coffee without sweetener. So that's a very difficult thing to do. But yeah, basically, there's certain things that your body that taste sweet, but your body can't break down at all. So it doesn't metabolize them. And those are the very few sweeteners that are usually safe for even diabetics to have, because there's nothing that your body can break down. Your mouth's like, that tastes good, and they just go right through you. But they're very hard to have, and a lot of times they're actually very hard to get to be sold. due to the fact that companies that have pre-existing sweeteners and sugar love to lobby to say that they shouldn't be sold in bulk because we don't know a lot about them. But it's all a bit of a mess. Whenever it comes to things like that, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes and everything. But it's super interesting. I just love the they're basically they bind to the receptors in your mouth that make you taste sweet, but then when they go through your body just can't break them down at all, and it just passes right through. Super cool to me. Well, there we go. We did a I can't remember if I picked to do that quest or anything. Oh, unsweetened coffee though. That is the thing. So I personally I don't like the taste of coffee at all. I really don't like the taste of coffee. I don't drink coffee. It's not. Oh, how do I explain? It's bitter, and people are like, "Well, just take your coffee, and we'll just." Like I remember someone once told me, it's like, "Well, you don't drink just a plain coffee. You got to add all the sugars and cream and everything to it." And I'm like, the thing is that if I'm going to add sugar and creams to stuff, I can add sugar and creams to things I like the taste of beforehand. You know, if I want to make something grossly unhealthy. Yeah, by the two-year-old crying. Oh, crippling insomnia. I feel that. I'm terrible. I rely way too heavily. I have them sitting on my desk. That's the problem. Vivarin, caffeine pills. That's my go-to. I have problems. That's what I go with. Or Diet Coke if I can get it. I'm in the Diet Coke cult. I drink too much of it. But that's kind of what I go with. Or I love teas. Teas are like, if I'm going to drink something warm, I'm going to drink a tea. But I like a good, I actually really like a rooibos tea, which is an herbal tea that tastes kind of vanilla-y. But I like it because it's not caffeinated, because I usually get, you know, I can take half a caffeine pill if I need it. I'm trying to watch how much caffeine I consume. It's really easy to have too much caffeine when you have insomnia. So gotta try to balance the gotta try to balance too much caffeine. I mean, if you get so compared to coffee, most teas are not, but there are certain black teas, particularly like if you get a good chai Assam is one of the good ones where you can actually get a fair bit of caffeine. You're looking at about as much as a low cup of coffee. So not huge, but it's something. Why'd I go this way? I went this way because I'm going to... Oh, why'd I unmark that? I'm crazy. So yeah, my doctor actually was like... Because I'm team crippling insomnia, where I don't sleep enough to try to regulate my sleep schedule. Because like straight caffeine pills or energy drinks, all of that kind of stuff wasn't very good for me. So my doctor actually recommended, if I needed the caffeine fix, to go for a black tea, like an Earl Grey or a chai, particularly any that have Assam, which is a kind of black tea. We're pretty good at having a much more controlled amount of coffee without being sweet. Because I don't sweeten my tea. Or not, well, I occasionally do. I love cream, so I'll put cream in my tea, but I don't do a lot of sugar in it. Which is arguably different from Victorian, because not to diss her tea drinking habits, she likes it like, yeah, she beat me to it. She likes her tea as sweet as candy. Whenever she makes tea for herself, I'll drink it and I'll just be like, oh, I think, I'm pretty sure that just, oh, I'll drink her tea and I'm like, I'm gonna go have to take a nap after this half the time. Like, I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Oh, I gotta bring the target back alive. I really gotta be paying attention to which mission I'm doing. we're gonna have to restart this mission. He likes sweet things. Yeah, I don't have the sweet tooth. You're the one who has the sweet tooth in our relationship. My problem is anything that's salty, greasy, savory. That's my guilty pleasure food. Anything that's just anything along those lines. Whether it's potato chips or popcorn or jerky. It's herbal teas, but I do like black tea with a little cream. If the tea is hot, I'll add a teaspoon of honey for sweetener. Or I used to anyway, but I've always preferred my iced tea sugar-free.
I found a body.
Yeah, I am... Yeah, it's kind of like... I prefer honey as my sweetener. It adds something... I'm of the opinion honey adds something that is... Why is it acting like I have to travel with this? I might not have synchronized. Super fond of sweets. It's the carbs I've had the hardest time with. That's true. I like my carbs. Yeah, honey or agave. If I'm sweetening my tea, it's honey. Ta-da! I have honey right next to me because I drink a fair bit of tea. And this is my teacup. It's a mason jar with a metal straw, which has been empty for a couple days because I haven't felt like brewing tea, but I keep them on my desk. Yeah. Why is... Oh, now the missions are showing up. It was weird that they weren't before. That's the mission I want to do. Now it's all the way over there. Do I have the money? How much money do I got? 4,000. Ooh, I got money. 4,156 pounds. I must be anonymous on the ground to do any upgrades. We'll find them. Hop into your stupid leaf bush and eventually hit the right button. There we go. Okay, weapons are about as good as we can. Let's craft this while we can. No, not craft and equipped. That's gonna be all of our money, but it'll be worth it because now we've unlocked up to here. We'll actually worry about getting some other stuff better stuff later. Okay, let's see. We are here. We're gonna go over to that one. Perfect. The bounty hunt mission that we just kind of so terribly failed.
Oh, come over there and beat.
Stealth. Honey just smoother. Sugar has a sort of harshness to it. Even if you stick pure honey in your mouth, it's got a smooth, flowery sweetness that's not super overpowering. Sugar builds on itself and just gets stronger and harsher. Jitters your system off. Agreed. I cannot agree more. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm from Utah, and Utah is known as the beehive state. Not because it's optimal area for bees, but for other reasons. I'm a tea snob with you. It's honey or nothing for me. But it's all the thing is while not being a major state that would be good for honey, like it's not a state that's got the right kind of climate for decent honey production. Because we have this nickname of the beehive state, you can find it everywhere there. And I'm really hoping that I can find a good honey brand out here in Massachusetts. Because I'm very close to learning how to beekeep myself just so I have a good supply of honey. I mean, if I have my way, I'll probably beekeep anyway, and I'm sure my wife will agree to that one with me.
She's not allowed in here. Here we go. Oh, cut your tongue out.
Again, I just don't like the taste of coffee. Like, personally, that's it. I really want to keep bees, although I want so bad. We need yard space to beekeep. That's true. Maybe if we can find a place with yard space, I can beekeep then. But I'm sure we can find a good little farmer's market. I did not realize how many apples came from this area. That's not why he won't let you. No, I'm sure. I think Favorian was referencing that I would need yard space to beekeep if I wanted to. There's the flower. There's the flowers. It's because you're allergic to bees. You know. So fun fact: I used to have a coworker at my old job who was a wonderful human being, and I loved this man dearly. He was into all of the hippie stuff, like all of it, and nothing. Like I'm all for the hippie new age stuff, but he knew everything that you ever wanted to know about, like whether it was THC and cannabis, whether it was like all of it. But he knew like everything. But one of his other little quirks was that he bee kept, and he was deathly allergic to bees, but he still wanted to beekeep so that he could have his own honey, and so that it was like all organic and natural. He was a fantastic individual, and I think very fondly of him. We just had those little bits, and that was just like one of the fun things about him. He was a beekeeper, and he never got me honey the entire time that I knew him. And I knew him for like 2 years. Still never got me honey. Because every single time he'd bring in honey, I wasn't there. He just had like perfect timing on that. I think he works for a dispensary now, which is a job that's very suited to him. Shout out to random coworkers. Do it right, then you don't have any more risk of getting stung than you would normally. They have hives, so you don't have to disturb the bees. Yeah, I want to. That's the kind of hive that I was thinking of. Is the ones with minimal disturbance. Where's the kidnap target? Is he gone? He might be gone. I might have to leave and come back to this area. I'm trying to talk about honey and bees. I'm distracted. The honeycombs and the honey pours out. They're so cool. Yeah. There's some wonderful little glitching going on there. Yeah, the traditional way is very... I am with you there. I am... So, I'll talk about this a little bit on stream. So obviously we talked about... because I'll eat chicken and everything like that. But one of the big things that I always try to do is just try to get as humanely sourced food as possible. Because, like... realistically speaking... a lot of the animal and the farming industry is incredibly cruel to animals. And it's not that hard for them to be better. And so I try to look for places that do as good as possible in terms of minimizing animal cruelty. Yeah, I don't have to smoke them. I want to do minimum interruptions, you know? Just like that slight little crack open. It's the best way to get it. Not to mention, like, having your bees not be stressed just sounds like a good thing. Like, not stressed bees are probably going to produce more honey. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't want to do it that way. It just makes no sense to me. I mean, it's probably one of those things where it's like, whatever makes the most money makes the most money. But I disagree with it. Certainly because they have so much resources constantly having to rebuild the hive. You know, we might be able to do a hive in a city. Let's see about it and prioritize over chickens. I am 100% for this. We'll have to look up the kind of laws and such about it, but it really depends on the area. That's the thing that kind of caught me by surprise here. Sugar water through the winter.
I'm coming over and teaching you a bloody lesson.
I gotta take this kind of smart. You had chickens. I'd love to do both bees and chickens personally. I'm pretty big into wanting to. I would love to have just do as much homesteading as I possibly can. You know, just be as self-sufficient as possible and do things the best way you can. You know. It's tricky, but that's kind of what I would want to do. Easy, but you really do need a lot of space if you don't want to destroy all the grass in your yard. Yes. Okay, we're just going to do the good old-fashioned tackle. Where'd she go? She's running through all of... Unfortunately, I'm faster than them. I also want to give them, like, I want to make sure that if I'm having chickens, I want to have enough space that it is arguably what is it? I think they would take a lot of planning and research. There was a concentrated amount of nitrates, and if you keep them all close together, it will burn out the grass. That's good to know.
Hush.
For me, I also want to just make sure that, like with any kind of animal, you really should be more conscious about the amount of space that animal's going to take.
Take me in then, but you'll never stop Lilla, no matter how hard you try.
Like, it's really
Doesn't
easy
matter if
to
I'm around or
be...
not.
It's really easy to not realize. Like, I think fish is a really big example that not a lot of people realize. Like, the amount of space a goldfish needs. Goldfish, realistically, I've never seen a goldfish bowl that's large enough for a goldfish. Yeah. We had fish for a bit, and we tried our best to keep them, like, as reasonably well treated as possible, but the amount of...
I'm being kidnapped!
The amount of space that you need to, like, properly raise goldfish and give them the amount of space they need to grow is much, much bigger than people realize. They're carp. They are koi fish. When you see those huge koi ponds, like, that's the amount of space you should probably give to a goldfish. As pets, not food. Hello. No, I'm talking about pets. I've thought about it because we had fish for a fair bit of time. They were fun to have. I just want to make sure that I'm giving them the right amount of space.
I hear her sister is the real menace.
Yeah, if you research the amount of space, it can be crazy for what they take. This is why I've personally decided if I'm going to do any kind of tank-based animal again, and I don't think Victorian's going to approve of this one as much, it would be snails. I would love to do a snail tank. They don't need as much space. They're a very, like, easygoing animal. Yeah, or a frog. Frog would be good too. I'd love to do a frog space. My old boss, not to call them out, but my old boss had this period of time. I've actually had the opposite experience with snails personally, but it's probably a snail breed type. Yeah, more research before getting a pet. My old boss, though, she wanted to get her daughter a goldfish, and she kept getting her daughter these just extremely too small goldfish tanks, like that were advertised on. Actually, they still have like a 40% dying anyway. Yeah, that's true. I think that's just mostly because people don't know a lot about snails. Some snail breeds are hardier than others, but they're not. There's not a lot of research behind snails. No, my old boss, she kept getting these fish tanks that were like just way too small for what they need to be for her fish, and she went through like 3 or 4 fish before she kind of finally listened to the rest of us and got a tank that was the right size. Yeah, pet stores focus on making it convenient for the owners most of the time. Not the pets. Cats are another one too. Like, I absolutely love cats, even though I am slightly allergic. I still love cats. We have a beautiful cat, and it's kind of everything about them. They are also a pet, though, that people don't realize. Like, they're a fairly low-maintenance pet, but they are a very... Like, cats are very easily stressed creatures. And it's very easy to have this cat that you are just absolutely stressing out because of their home environment or things that people do, and they just don't realize that they're causing their cat a lot of unneeded anxiety. But cats are one of the very easy to... They're a very anxious creature. Fairly low maintenance in terms of their daily needs, but their mental health is really important, and not a lot of people know that. Our poor cat. Our cat is having a rough time of it. We are doing our best. You can only do so much to teach children to be nice to animals. We're working on it. I have a very strict, if the cat gets mad at you and, like, scratches you or something, most likely my child deserved it. And I've tried to teach my kid that. Where, you know, if he's chasing the cat around, it's like, if you're chasing the cat around and the cat hisses at you and scratches you, it's your own fault. You should have been nice to the cat. It's been a while, but I think he's getting better. There's a sniper somewhere. Is it you?
No need to bother.
There you go. Same with my daughter, and she and the cat got along really well. I think we'll get there. Our cat just has... We're in a bit of like a kind of between home situation right now, which isn't the best for our poor cat, but we're doing what we can to make her life as easy as possible. Yeah. The cat is just scooped up right now. My wife is the super trooper right now. She is... They are staying at my parents' house, which means that they're kind of stuck almost to a bedroom. But... shout out to her, taking care of both of the kids in not the best situation. So... If you didn't know this, Yuki, my wife's pretty amazing. You can probably tell from chatting to her, but... She's a rescue that came from home where they basically let the kids... Oh... Doing pretty well. And we only have the one cat right now. We talked about once we get them moved out here, we might consider getting like a second pet. Probably a second cat. You always gotta make sure that the you're introducing the cats wise and they get along safely. Good on you for doing a rescue, by the way. That's like a big thing. I always try to say, if you can, rescue an animal. Yeah, we want to get a rescue. When we get to, if we get another animal, we want to get a rescue ourselves too. We've talked about particularly wanting to rescue a black cat, because they apparently have a really hard time getting adopted. If we get another cat, we might need to go for a black one, just to make sure it has a good home. talked to her in your chat before, and she is awesome. Yeah, I like to give her shout-outs because she can't stop me right now. I can say whatever I want about how awesome she is. If I get annoying, she can just text me. And y'all get to see me do this. They stare down at my phone to figure out what I've gotten in trouble for. You still love me. I'm a suck-up, but you still love me. I found... What am I doing here? Bring back target alive. Okay. This has been like the most haphazard me not paying attention to missions and seeing what happens stream ever. I'm just enjoying talking to all you guys. Oh. See, that's the thing is, so I always get really excited when I see Hebby in the Discord chat and everything, or he pops up into a stream chat. I actually don't think Hebby knows who I am in hindsight, because I don't think I've ever crashed one of his streams. So right now I'm just some guy who really gets excited when he sees Hebby, and Hebby has no idea why. Like, in your area... Oh, okay. Ooh, that's Yuki with the deep take. As bad as pet stores are treating him, he very well might be rescuing him. Yeah, he has no clue who I am. There's a black cat project in your area. I'm gonna have to look into that when you move out here. You know, I just get really excited whenever I see Hebby, and it's entirely because I've talked to you and you've crashed so many of my streams. This is a good thing. He's got a good avatar. I really felt the pain though when his, I think it was the cover to his computer broke. Like the glass cover case. That's what it looked like, at least. I think it was him, at least. I could be going crazy. D-Phase Discord gets so chatty sometimes, and I start to blend people together because they have slightly similar. You were literally just talking about that. Yeah, so it was him. No, I was like, he posted that in the stream, and I just felt it like it was like, oh.
Don't follow me.
Or not in stream, but in the Discord chat.
From me? Are you with the police? Are you a copper?
Quiet, please.
For Favorian, who's not in that Discord. Actually, while I'm talking about it,
my precious jewels.
if you ever want to see the Discord that I'm talking about for Favorian, I have a command for it. If you do !Luna, L-U-N-A, it does a link to that Discord.
That's not what that sounded like. If you really
Because I
want to
spend a
repent,
whole
you'll
lot
do
of
your
time
prison
there, so I
time.
figured I might as well have a command for it. Anyway, no, but in the Discord, basically the cover to his computer, yeah, Yuki's in Luna, Hebby's in Luna, Noctis, Vixen, it is a party over there. It's where all the best streamers hang out. But the glass on, or the cover towards his computer fell off and just shattered. Shattered into a million pieces, like the cover for the tower of the computer. And I was just like, oh, because it's not even an easy part to replace. Like, that's a real tricky part to replace. Did he have any luck with that, actually? Did he find any place that sells replacements or anything? I don't think I saw any updates updates on it in the chat, but there very well could have been.
I need your skills.
No, not yet. Because I was thinking, I think the only other thing that I could think of is if you found someone who does... Be right back with bedtime. I'll say it when you're back, then, just to make sure that... Drive through here. We're gonna do all the loop-de-loops because we got everyone following us. Hi, officers. there's a way to just tell this, like, tell the guy that was following me to just drive. I don't think there is. Otherwise, this would be a much easier mission. Let's reload this while we drive. Maybe reload it? Yep, we reloaded it.
There you go. Whoa! There you are.
Is it like a, kind of backtrack here. Is it a black cat, like, rescue project, or for, like, adoption specifically? Or if you're still in the chat. Also, while I'm on this
I'll take
cutscene,
it easy on him. Thank
as
you.
much as I talk about it. Boop. That is my current command for the Luna chat. So now you can go join that Discord and spy on me. Make sure that I'm being good and behaving. So I'll have to look into it. If you have a link to it or anything, just messenger it to me. 'Cause that sounds super interesting. Okay. A Templar hunt over there we're going to do. Let's see if we have any monies. Got a decent bit of monies. What's the new weapon it wants to show me? I unlocked that somehow. Oh. So what does this do? So clip size. If you can find it, send it to me. But don't stress about it. Upgrade, it just makes it's a very accurate one, but I don't necessarily want accuracy. What am I currently using? I'm currently using that one. Is that the one that I want? Which is the one that I want? Might be that one. These hurt my brain because these are like, there isn't like a linear progression with them. It's not like this one's the better one. It's like any of these could be better, and I'm like, just tell me which one I want. Let's do this. Little Rook upgrade would be good, but what I want, nope, can't afford it. So we will do. We'll do Little Rooks, upgrade them. That way they can get better loot items. Let's do... Got anything else? Delivery service isn't terribly helpful. None of those are terribly helpful. Anything in... it's just more collectibles. Actually, let's take a look at these. We got the rose. It's quite beautiful. That's a pretty one as well. Hyperium bear. Nope. Not gonna try that one. Say John's wort. You emailed it? Perfect. And the sunflower. My wife's favorite flower is the carnation. And I remember that. And I can flex that because then it makes me sound like a good husband. And my favorite flower is the snapdragon. Which is entirely my grandpa's fault for that one. He used to make them talk, if you are at all familiar how that works. Hey, kid. Where'd you go? There we go. Did he give me anything? Just took a bit. Let's see what the shop has. Refill all.
If you're pleased, I'm pleased.
Now we need... There it is. The Templar Hunt. We're gonna semi-take this one seriously and see what we get. So we are about to have freed the town of Lambeth. Kill him with the hidden blade is the goal. There he is. To kill him with the hidden blade. Or just kill him like that. We should definitely use the hidden blade, but also did not count. That's okay, we'll save it for the 100% we do later. And while we're over here, we'll open this chest. Priorities. There we go. Now we can do the gang quest to claim all of Lambeth. There we go. The fight for Lambeth. We have a fast travel? We do have a fast travel over here. Okay. Smoke bombs. Cover attack or escape. That's good information. Something I already knew. Good information. I don't usually use smoke bombs in here. They're like a very strategic tool that's just not necessarily that strategic. I can't speak. Need to go that way. Is there not a... There it is. Like, I didn't want to go down into the inevitable hay pile or whatever there would be there. There's always something. You don't have an eagle vision spot without a convenient place to pile of hay at the bottom. Hello. I need to borrow this car.
How'd it go?
It's not a car. It's a wagon. It's a cart? Carriage?
Go on.
There's a name for these. I'm not quite sure which one.
That's it.
That horse is actually a pretty good driver without me. Where did that come from?
We've been challenged to a gang war, Miss Fry. Please, come with us.
Okay. Beware of flying carriages.
I've been there.
Apparently. Where's the gang level? Who do I need to speak to? Is it you?
I've been there.
It's you.
Hurry the rooks.
Mr. Cletus Strain and the Blighters have challenged the Rooks to a fight for territory in Lambeth. Defeat him and the borough's yours. Look, Sharpie's a bit sadistic.
Here we go. can't block bullets, but he sure as heck tried. Yeah, this guy's got magic bullet blocking abilities. It's a decent fight, actually. Red's decent challenge. I should have grabbed the Kokiri. I feel like this fight was a bit rigged, because like there's certain things that just didn't hurt him at all when they should have. Like bullets, like not doing anything, and then he gets this random cutscene, and suddenly my health is gone. That feels a bit cheap to me. I feel cheated. Something about game design is that your game shouldn't necessarily ever leave people feeling cheated. Like that fight didn't feel like I lost it for a reason. That's okay though. Still enjoy this game. This is something I've noticed about Assassin's Creed games. It's like in Dark Souls, if I die, I can usually be like, I died because I made this mistake. This is a specific thing that I did wrong that I can try to do better. In here, it often feels like a game of chance. Hello, welcome back. You just missed me fail at a gang fight that was a bit cheap. Like it didn't feel like an actual defeat. Oh, and Yuki's back. Look at that.
Have challenged the Rooks to a fight
Perfect timing for both of you.
Defeat him and the borough's yours. Look, Sharpie's a bit sadistic.
Is the baby all situated now? Actually, I could ask that question of either of you and probably get a legit answer. What I was going to say right before you took off is in regards to that glass screen, the only thing that I could think about is contacting a local glass shop to see if they do custom work. That's probably one of the easiest ways to get it replaced without being expensive. Yours is wild. We have free roam children. They don't believe in bedtimes. Had to call her aunt before bed. Well, that's fun at least.
Here we go round the mulberry bush.
I don't like this guy. That's what I was just saying. Like, my fight with him I just had with him. I lost, but it didn't feel like a fair fight. I felt cheated. And that's just not necessarily good game design. Because, like, it let me know that my health was low. Before there was any, like, it didn't give me a chance to do anything. Well, it's a forced cutscene. It's a forced cutscene without telling you it's a forced cutscene. That's why I failed it. It was like basically a quick time event without saying it's a quick time event. Like that right there. I can't do anything to interact with the fight. It forces you to do it. So you're forced to counter. I feel like they're trying a little bit too hard to make that fight feel like something more than it is, in my opinion. Because this isn't a main guy. It's just like the local borough gang leader.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Evie and Jacob Fry. And as of this moment, you all work for us.
Yeah, we're the good guys now. I actually really enjoy this game. Ignore my like little critical bit there, where I was complaining about it. It was just one of those things where it was like the fight didn't feel like it was a well won or lost fight. It was just felt a bit too kind of on the whim of whatever happened. That's okay. I still enjoyed it. Alright, let's see what else we got here. That's the truth. Yeah. It's like, this is something, it's not just, it's Assassin's Creed games in general. It's like my one real complaint about them is it tries to make, how to explain this? This isn't necessarily I'm going to call, she was 13 years old. Oh. It's due bedtime when y'all share a room, hang out in said room. That's true, yeah. Had to get caught up in chat. I was off in my own little world there. We had to share a room with Skylar till she was 13 months. It's true. Bedtime is whenever the last person is asleep. Open the chest. One of the things, we're gonna have a little bit of, we've been in a hotel, but we've been able to upgrade to a bedroom finally. Ooh! I got a dling. What was the dling for? I don't know what that is. We're gonna see if it tells me. Hebby is now following me. There we go. Thanks for the follow, Hebby. I am going to return that with a bit of a shout out for him, because, well, he might not apparently know who I am. He is a good streamer in his own right. If I can remember his name, I know it's Hebby, but is there any abbreviation bits on that? We're gonna cheat. Because my notification alerts aren't showing up for me. I hear the sound, but it doesn't tell me what. Gotta debug it. Hebby 89. Huh. Sorry, I'm slacking on target follows. I recognize you, I just didn't ring a bell. That's okay. There we go. See if this works. Hey, there we go. Shout out to Hebby. Now, I am one of the people. I don't know if I'm the only person. I'm one of the people that Noctis convinced to start streaming unintentionally. So, and then it kind of got into Luna. I'm like, I'll start streaming. But here we are. And Yuki's visited quite a few of my streams. So I knew you from Yuki. But I always enjoy your streams and always enjoy your content in the Luna Discord. I'm gonna sit on this. Let's go this way. Hey, you can miss you. Mine's you can blame most of this on Noctis. But I'm sure there's probably like lists of things that you can blame on Noctis. Ouch. Okay. These guys are 6. Why is this supposed to be a level 4 zone? Like, for whatever reason, horses have been killed. Of course. Whatever. I don't know why this area keeps wanting to be like, there's like level 3 guys and then level 6 guys, and I'm not quite sure like what level this is supposed to be. Kind of keeps bouncing back and forth. The first time I actually remember Yuki was, I believe you were streaming Raft with Vixen. I think it was the first stream I caught when you were in it. Not quickly hit affiliate, but I've had a lot of help and spent a lot of time networking, although I really just like talking with everyone. Yeah, like, that was my thing. So for me, part of the reason that I like to stream is I am very good at not putting... I'm going to call it like my dewind time. Video games are... I'm not going to worry about the escort mission right now. It frustrated me. Certainly a bit behind. Video games are what I like to do to relax. It's one of the things I love to do to relax. And if I don't have time set aside for it, I don't relax. I just get very, very high wound. So by streaming, it kind of gives me just that extra little bit of encouragement to actually take a chance to relax and play some video games and enjoy conversation with people. And so that's kind of what started this. But yeah, the first time I watched Yuki stream was hearing your voice on a Vixen stream. And then I've caught, I think, a couple of your Don't Starve Together streams since then. I've caught a couple of Heavy streams, just very briefly. I don't think I've said anything in a Heavy stream. I usually catch them like right at the end. So the reason I stream, honestly, I don't care about the money. I just love the community and how supportive and kind to each other. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. And that was kind of part of the thing too, is joining T-Faye's Discord and just seeing like how like the community that was in that Discord and being like, yeah, you know what, I can stream, I can kind of be part of this in a way. Let's see if we can climb onto this fast enough. Nope, not fast enough. I was hoping I could get a couple of shots off. Yeah, I've wanted to stream for a while. It's been one of those things that I've like always talked about, making content. When I was in high school, so we're gonna go with more of Tada here. When I was in high school, I had a friend, and this friend was absolutely. I don't know if anyone here is going to be familiar with the Yogscast. On YouTube, they are a content creator team that's been around for a while now. They used to do, way back in the day, they did World of Warcraft videos, and then when Minecraft came out originally, they were like the front and foremost Minecraft video makers of their time. This was YouTube era, this was well before Twitch. And I got on board watching it, me and my friend used to watch it. I love Minecraft. Back in the heyday of like the early 2011s is what I'm referring to here. The Yogscast were like at the Shadow of Israfel series. They were at the height of their career, and you would go to YouTube and like they would have 4 or 5 of the top 10 recommended videos would be Yogscast. It's kind of like this weird thing that like not a lot of people remember this era because it was pretty short-lived. But I've been a huge fan of the Yogscast since then. I always watch their stuff. And me and my friend would watch it. Oh, Grian's wonderful. I also watch a lot of Grian and Hermitcraft. He just basically saw me do that. I'm gonna run away. Oh, we're just gonna hijack this actually. Let me just drive this. Stop shooting at me and let me drive the carriage. Anyway. I watch a fair bit of Hermitcraft. Okay. But no, at the height of their career, like, they were the YouTubers for this. And we'd watch it, and my friend really wanted to do YouTube videos. He was obsessed with wanting to do YouTube videos. And he would make... He, like, did everything. He came up with a name. He came up with a logo. He created the channel. We were going to make video games. We were going to play. And, like, from junior high into high school, he had, like, all of these grand meticulations of doing this. And, never did. He never did. Me and him, I haven't talked to this guy in years. We had a bit of a falling out. But, for the longest time, it's the jealous of you, friend. That's the fallout. He was a good kid. He didn't take well to when me and my wife started dating. In his own words, he said that my wife was Yoko Ono and I was breaking up the Beatles. That was his own words. He's an interesting character. But he was obsessed with wanting to do these videos. And we just got everything set up to do them, and they never went anywhere. And then even after he kind of fell off, doing videos was the long talked about thing that me and my best friend, who, Victorian knows who I'm talking about, my best friend always were going to make videos, and we never did. Never did for years. For years we talk about it. I've had software to make videos and edit them and everything this whole time. I took video editing classes in high school. I was in music composition. Ghost Immune refused to leave Hebby. So you have that feeling. No, but we just had, like, I did all of the stuff to make content I never did until I started streaming. And that was like the first time I started actually making content. Something I wanted to do for years, but yeah. No, I don't think, he didn't even necessarily ghost us. It was just, he didn't take it well. And then we just kind of like didn't talk, and then kind of everything fell apart. In terms of, I haven't talked to the guy in years. You've been married for over 9 years now. Congratulations on an awesome long marriage. Me and my wife have been married for... Oh, goodness. I've mentioned this on stream before. I'm very bad at dates. I'm very bad with years. I'm going to say 6. Yes! I said 6 before I saw it in the chat. We're good. 6 years is how long me and my wife have been married. Oh. God. I'm so bad. I forgot one of my good friend's birthdays. Just entirely spaced that it was his birthday. Didn't send him a message or anything, and I felt so bad. Like a friend that I talk to daily, and I forgot his birthday, and I'm like, oh, I'm a terrible friend. I'm just bad at these things. Like, I have to math to get my kid's age, and I feel terrible every time someone's like, how old is your kid? And I'm like, well, let's see. I was this when he was born, so subtract this from the year date. And, like, I get there eventually, but I just don't know the number. I have to math it. But yeah, my wife is pretty awesome. She puts up with it and puts up with me a lot more than she probably should have to. But yeah. We've known each other even longer. We met in junior high. We met in 7th grade. So I was doing mod stuff on another channel. What about my wife putting up with I was talking about my wife putting up with me. But I'm sure that applies to most husbands. I have the most random selective memory. It's like, the less useful the information is in day-to-day life, the more my mind has locked it in. And then crashed our wedding like nothing happened. Oh boy. Currently is so things to sneak up on me. Yeah. Oh, quarantine has been terrible for me. It's like I can't remember dates normally. Throw me into where every day's the same day, and suddenly this year hasn't existed. Goodness. Got him? Okay, that's a way to do it. Yeah, I don't think we had anything bad like that happen at our wedding. I know we had a little bit of... Me and my wife have talked about this. We probably wouldn't do bridesmaids. If we could go back and fix the wedding, probably wouldn't do bridesmaids. There's a little bit of drama there, but everything went there, when I think about, as good as it could be. The only thing that I remember is we had one good friend who showed up to our reception just after we left, and he messaged me making fun of me for it. Got married before all the high school friends kind of stopped talking. Yeah, we got married right out of high school. Well, thank you for the lurk, Hebby. Thank you for joining the stream in general, actually. I really appreciate it. Back off. No bullies here. Okay. Oh, and if Victorian isn't familiar with exactly which friend I'm talking about, it's the one who moved to Salt Lake to do drag. who is an awesome human. Shout out to him. But yeah, he just missed us. And unfortunately, I haven't seen much of him. You know who. Yeah, you know who. He was in the chaos that was all of us in band. Yeah, he's forgiven us. I've still talked to him. Me and him talked just recently, actually. I don't know if I told you that. We had these random messaging points between each other. He does some like really good drag, so I'll ask him for like makeup advice if I want to like try to know about what to buy my wife for makeup. I talk to him. He always knows the answers.
That's it.
And then we'll talk about just like he's one of the people I just touch base with every once in a while. He's a good guy. Stuck up 5 months before the wedding and goes to both are in the wedding party and the other was my best friend. It's supposed to be my maid of honor. Also crashed my wedding. Ooh, that's all a mess. Sorry to hear that you had to deal with that.
There you go.
Ours went very, very smoothly. Again, like a little bit of drama, but nothing major.
Come on.
And it wasn't even drama like at the wedding itself, just the natural drama that comes with planning it. Yeah, just nobody talks anymore. I think that the maximum extent that we had of drama was like I think I got like one message from someone who was confused about what we were doing because we didn't do anything grand. I was so stressed out about the planning that just getting through that all I didn't care. Clearing out all of these. Really every single thing went wrong. I'm sorry to hear that. It seems to have worked out though. 9 years. There's probably some saying about a chaotic wedding leading to a good marriage. I don't know one offhand, but I'm sure it exists. It's any wedding though. That's a little bit true there, actually. Any wedding can have everything go wrong. Okay. Those are all upgraded. I just upgraded the gun. None of these capes are actually any better. Let's see if we can get any gang upgrades that are worth it. Oh, Rook Riders. Yes. We want more of those. I think the crazy makes it memorable. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. When I try to think about it too, it's like the most memorable parts aren't the wedding. For me, the fondest memory that I actually have is probably a really stupid one. Is right after we were married, but before we went to the reception, we ended up just being absolutely starving. And it was just me, my wife, and then my dad and her mom were all in the car, and we got Arby's. And that was the first meal we had as a married couple. And it was delicious, and I very fondly remember that meal. If I remember, I got a fish sandwich. Was it just my dad? I thought your mom was there. Apparently, I don't remember everyone who was there correctly. But I remember I got a fish sandwich and curly fries. And it was heavenly. Also, there's my mind talking about useless stuff it remembers. It remembers the food I got, but not whether or not my mother-in-law was there. My friends, my dress was a problem. Planned on an outdoor wedding, but the heat index forced us to find an indoor venue. Then the venue canceled. It's the day before the wedding. Last minute only we had to get to because nowhere was open for a ceremony and a reception. Literally had to beg churches to let us use their spaces. Oh, that's an adventure. And the good news, though, it is a story that you can share. So at the very least, you got an interesting story to tell. Although interesting is not necessarily a compliment. To quote Terry Pratchett, "May you live in interesting times" is a curse, not a blessing. As 2020 has clearly, most certainly, taught us all. Climb? There we go. We are going to go give these fights another chance. We're actually going to switch over to Jacob because I think he has a little bit better stats when it comes to doing this fight. If you missed the first part of the stream, I struggled here for a fair bit. We got a new belt. Not better than what I can equip. Thank you for telling me that I already had those outfits. What do we got gauntlet-wise? None of these affected. Okay. We're gonna see if we have any better luck this time. Did I get enough skill points? I might have actually gotten enough skill points now that I think about it. Oh, definitely. More than enough skill points. Okay. Let's do more health. Oh, let's stick to my system, actually. Counter boost. That's gonna be helping. Oh, counter boost. That's better. We're going to complete the bar for OCD's sake before we move on to anything else. Level 5 now. That's good. We get all of those nifty little things to show up. What's this? Oh, there's extra rooks that we can recruit. And we'll grab lockpicking too. Those don't help with fighting, but they will help us with this mission a little bit. They'll help us later, not with this mission. That's what I'm trying to say.
I would begin to worry I'd have to take on these brutes myself.
He's as good as dead.
There we go. Much easier round. I bet we can make it all the way through and without a problem this time. Hopefully. Probably just jinxed it. Counter's working much better. Mom went crazy and took everything over and changed livery, everything, and it was being ridiculous and to quit being so picky. Ended up canceling my wedding dress and all the bridesmaid dresses, so I lost them. Ended up cheap blue prom dress my sister would honor wore white to my wedding, as well as a hideous gray sweater, and wouldn't even remove it for the picture. Mom went to Goodwill and bought dresses for all my bridesmaids, and only one was the right color. My goodness, that was an adventure. That is crazy. I can't even Ours came nowhere near close to that amount of problems. And instead, to make bridesmaids show up smelling so strongly of weed that the church called to complain 3 days later when really heard the smell. Ooh. We were very fortunate not to have any controlling or bad-tempered family members for ours. We also didn't deal with any kind of fancy venues, though. We just had ours at our reception was just handled at my nana's backyard, I believe. Was it? Yeah, my nana's backyard. I drew a blank there for a second. I had to double check. I got nothing that compares to that kind of craziness for our wedding. Not even close. Canceled the caterer and made spaghetti for everyone. And my parents both got impatient and made us start the ceremony half hour early so half our guests missed it. My goodness. That is just... like, whenever I think the story has kind of reached its peak of craziness, there's another layer to it. There's the cake that I designed myself and had a friend who made cakes for a living makes. My mom couldn't make it. Well, there you go. At least the cake worked out, I guess. That's one thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. You there, think you can challenge a couple of brutes and climb your way to the top?
Just check. Yay for that, exactly. That's crazy. There you go. I can't do much, but I can have Nightbot give you a hug at least. The 4-day honeymoon in Eureka Springs. I'm not familiar. Is Eureka Springs a local place to you? Ours is pretty cheap, and it was nice to start out without a wedding debt. Yes, I'd agree to that. We kept ours very, very simple. And ironically, our honeymoon was also had the name Eureka in it. There's another little random connection between us. Tried to pull the same sort of crap with my baby shower at my daughter's first birthday. You put your foot down. Good for you. Sometimes yeah, good for you. You need to do that with controlling family. Again, we're very fortunate not to have anyone in our family that's that way. We don't have anyone that's kind of controlling and oversteps boundaries. At least I don't think we do. Maybe my wife's noticed something that I haven't, but most of my family's pretty good. I think the most that we get is whenever I'm doing something that my mom's a little bit concerned about. She won't say anything, but she'll kind of just sit there on the sidelines looking nervous. I should share this story. Oh, I should share this story. Permission to share your story with my sister so she feels good about her wedding planning. Yeah, my family's chill. I have, like, yeah, my family is really chill. Like, the worst that you get is, like, a slightly disapproving, like, that's not a good idea, but okay, you do you. One of those quaint little old tiny mountain cottage tourist places is super pretty. We love it there. That is almost exactly the same kind of thing that we went to. Just a small little old-timey mountain place. Stayed at a bed and breakfast. Super quaint. I wish we could have stayed longer. We should go back there someday, Caitlin. Victorian. Like if we ever go back and visit Utah, we should do a swing by there and stay there for a bit. Oh, Automod, what are you doing? I've always been broken. Yeah, 1 second, Automod decided to go after Yuki. Oh. Allow. Apparently, oh, it looks like my wife beat me to it. So this apparently used to be a brothel. They aren't allowed to change it because of historical value. You know, like if you are in anywhere, I don't know where you are exactly, but when it comes to westward expansion, brothels were the center point of continuing like they were masterful center points of Arkansas, yeah. Like brothels, saloons, those were the like center point lifebloods of cities as they expanded west. Like I watched an entire thing and it was talking about some of like the earliest like female like liberation in terms of women being able to do their own jobs and own their own businesses. They were brothel owners. Because that's what they could do in the time period, and they held a lot of power in particularly like the Old West. I'll run away from that cop before he notices me. Anyway. But yeah, also, let's address the fact that Automod decided that brothel was not an okay word. It was too much, but then didn't even bat an eye at penis. So thank you, Automod, for that. Anyway. Arkansas. Okay. It took me a little bit to remember where Arkansas is. We have some family from Arkansas. I'm not sure. I think it's like the Little Rock area.
I don't like the sound of that.
They're not like particularly blood-related family. They're more married in. But yeah, we have some family from there. See, we are... I mentioned this before. We live in... We actually only spent like $100 at the wedding. You know, that's a good way to do it. I think that's less than we spent, and that's actually saying something, because we were pretty down to budget. This is probably a lot less than we spent. We didn't do any kind of fancy catering, but we did, like, I think we did Costco. Is what it was. Costco and, like, some... I can't remember. I just remember that we had Costco sheet cake. Like cheesecake for guests. Lots of... That is a top 10 cake lady. Shout out to her. If I'm ever in need of cakes in Arkansas, I will make sure that I try to figure out who she is so I can go to her, because that's just 10 out of 10 business practice right there. I don't...
Steady on.
And meatballs with garlic bread and salad.
That's a girl.
That's... I don't think we didn't do like food at ours. Not that I remember, at least. I think it was mostly like snacky stuff. Kind of keep it cheap. Just imagine you change something else on me without asking. Yeah. Well, it's always really hard because, like, oftentimes I think family they have the best intentions, but you know, your wedding's your thing. It's to be whatever you want it to be. Like, I know something kind of random. My wife is the master of budgeting things, like, insanely well. Like, I have never once, like, if it comes down to it, my wife can pull off anything with like very little money. She's magic when it comes to this. And I remember during our wedding planning, I think one of the most like genuine, like little heartfelt things was that you were so good at saving money that one of my aunts made the comment of like, I have a couple more judgmental aunts, which was basically like unaware of the fact that my wife just was really good at making things and wanted to make a lot of her things to save money. And I just caught like the slightest little comment about them just being like, well, they were so cheap, and like it wasn't like meant to be rude. It's kind of rubbed a little bit of the wrong way. I'm like, you know what, this is ours. However we want to do it, it's up to us, not up to you. Whether we want to do it cheaper than you'd like, whether you want to do it more expensive than what you'd like, it's your wedding. You do what you want to.
You tell us where Bronson went.
How close do I have to get?
Thank you
It's close.
very much.
Can make you run.
Thank you very much indeed.
I didn't do nothing. I'm a God-fearing Christian.
Thank you very much indeed.
That's how you waste ammo. Yeah? Oh, yeah. No, one of the many aunts on my dad's side who's a little bit judgmental was just like aghast that our wedding would be done so cheaply and we didn't have like thousands and thousands of dollars spent on catering. That's all I was saying. Cost us about $1,000 if my mom hadn't canceled everything. I was really budget conscious as it was, but still wanted it to be nice. Yeah, that's family though. Yeah, there was a bit of a weird train of thought there, just to clarify for my poor wife who's been stuck in the chat listening to me ramble. I had two thoughts. My wife made a lot of wonderful things for our wedding, because she's very crafty and wonderful at that. And a lot of it helped us save money, because she's just very great like that. And she's very thrifty and knows how to make things, like she can crochet and sew and mend clothes, and she just does all of these amazing things that I love her for. She just is very talented at. The second thought there, similarly related to the same topic, was that I have a very judgmental aunt who constantly, like, we didn't take fancy piano lessons, and we didn't take all of the more elaborate things. And she made a snide comment at our wedding that I overheard about how her children's wedding would be oh, much more fancier, and they would spend more money. Just kind of one of those, like, glasses down the nose, oh, they're so poor kind of comments. I don't want to call any of them out by name in stream, but it is... I can let you know which one if you're actually curious after the stream, Victorian.
You scared, mate?
But you might know who it is from that description, because not a lot of them are that way. I think that was probably like the extent of family issues that I had to deal with. It wasn't even an issue. It was just I overheard a comment when I'd walked by them.
Wait there! Oh. Mr. Fry.
Oh, and before anyone's worried, when I say aunt, I have like 50 aunts. So, big family. So me saying aunt isn't really calling anyone out. What else my mother insisted on was making was the real flowers instead of the fake ones. She rented flowers in all different colors and varieties, but she insisted on real ones, so I was able to get 8 cheap bouquets of the flowers that happened to be in season. Should be paying attention to the fight rather than reading the story, but he had a very interesting wedding, Yuki. I just keep getting distracted by it. It's to the time that would have been 100 times in fake ones that looked way better. You know, I have this thing about we did real flowers, then fake ones at the reception tables. Yep, that's what we did. I love flowers. I've mentioned this in the stream, like, I think I've already literally mentioned this in this stream. My wife's favorite flower is a carnation. I love snapdragons. I love flowers in general. They're all very beautiful. But a well-made fake flower or fake plant is a beautiful decoration, just as good as a real one, in my opinion. They both look beautiful. Flowers are meant to look beautiful. And whether it's a picture of them or a fake flower is just a sculpture, in whatever it's made, it's just a form of sculpture. And it's a beautiful little art thing. There's no difference between them. But there's other things too. I have this opinion, in like tangentially related, with gemstones. Gemstones and jewelry and rings and such in general are all abstract pricing. Diamonds are relatively worthless. Like, compared to everything else, they have good industrial uses, but there is no reason a diamond should be expensive. And if you just want a sparkly stone, I do not see the difference between a incredibly expensive diamond or a beautiful lab-made cubic zirconium. They're both gonna sparkle the same in a very, like, if you're using it as a very small gemstone. And I think, personally, I think all of the prettiest stones aren't gems even. Or traditionally gems. Like, malachite's beautiful. I love a good, yeah, real diamonds aren't worth it. I want to say it's a black rock. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say onyx, but I don't think that's the right name. It's just it's a black stone that has like white throughout it, and they're not see-through. They're not these see-through sparkly stones, but those just beautiful opaque stones that have beautiful colors. Like, I take those over a gemstone any day. Or like, I have 2 rings that I wear. My wedding ring, which is sterling silver. It's a Claudia ring. I don't know if you can see this at all, but it's a Claudia ring. And then I wear a nice steel ring that I love on my other hand, just because I like rings.
I'm with you.
tried to argue with her about anything, she threw a fit and acted like I was being selfish. I was so stressed about everything I gave him so often. I'm sorry you had to deal with her. I will say one thing is that as crazy as your story is, you're not the only one I've heard of that's had to deal with a crazy mother or mother-in-law at a wedding. So there is that at least. Cheap gemstones are so pretty. Yeah, you do have a ring. I do. She does. I got her a ring with real sapphires, and I believe it actually has real diamonds too. But it's in the design of the ring that's pretty. I think that ring would look just as pretty if it was made with lab-grown crystals that were cut well and set well. Like, it's not... A jeweler can do a lot with cheap materials if they're a talented jeweler. You don't need expensive materials to make a good product most of the time. In fact, I would argue the best jeweler will make pretty jewelry with whatever they're given. In my opinion, and it's more about the cut and the shape of the gem than the quality of it. That's just my opinion. Also, like, let's be real here. The diamond trade messed up. Like, in general, just all of the diamond trade is bad. There's a reason why they're called blood diamonds a lot of times. It's not a good thing. I don't want to go into a rant about it on stream, but if you aren't aware of it, I highly encourage you to look up the diamond trade. It's very sketchy. Call me a millennial who's trying to kill the diamond industry, because I am a little bit. It's very sketchy. It's not a good thing. Same with chocolate. Like, I like a good flake, which is a kind of chocolate bar. I like certain chocolate candies. But the whole of the chocolate industry does some really, really bad stuff. Particularly Nestle. If you want to if you want to read a bit of a horror story, just look up Nestle's business practices. I'm gonna give them some shade right now. Because dang. Where was I going? Topically, while I'm still here, because no one said anything in the chat, I'm going to take advantage of this. For context, Nestle could make the evil business owners in here look like the good guys. And that's all I need to say about Nestle. Shade has been thrown, and they deserved it. There it is. Our heirloom set that belongs to Heavy's mom and were made by his grandfather using 5 rings his dad bought his mom while they were dating. So surrounding an offset diamond and the wedding's an engagement ring looped together. They're absolutely beautiful, but Heavy had to replace the diamond because it was damaged. And he felt so bad about having to use cubic chromium. He thought he was going to be upset. It was really sweet. Love my rings. Oh, that's a really sweet story. I didn't have any good heirloom rings for my wife, unfortunately. Nothing like that. I would have loved to have given her something like that. But we still are very broke. What is this mission? Breaking news. Well, we'll do a good proper mission here, actually. Yeah, like...
Oh, Jacob, Evie, it's you. Thank goodness.
Experimenting, are we, Alec?
Correct.
And looking a bit frazzled.
Nerves. It's those great oafs Static keeps sending round to coax me. He is offering a ridiculous amount of money.
Alec, you're not thinking of jumping ship, are you?
Never. I've been working on something in case they get too insistent. It's meant to stun an assailant, should they need a rise.
Are you certain that it works?
Not as such. I've made 3 of them with varying degrees of acidity and whatnot. Oh, one must be the right formula.
Let's find some Starrick lackeys to target then, shall we?
Speaking of Starrick, he is still transmitting false information.
We could simply destroy his transmitters.
His company's too well guarded. The bombs will help, but it would be awkward to produce bombs that potentially do not stun. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like opportunity has come knocking. Oh dear, they never looked so angry before.
Stand clear, Alec.
Let us instead play a little linguistic game with them. Take the bombs and climb onto the roof. When I say the name of a fruit, toss one near the thugs.
Right then.
Oh, wait, I nearly forgot. Slip these into your boots, and you will henceforth be immune to all voltaic discharge. I think.
Killing or alerting the squads. Anyway. She's got the... It's kind of as my wife mentioned there. She's got a ring that's the same one that her mom had. Cubics of zirconia. And I really liked that ring. The ring that I'm most proud of, and she might disagree with me on this, is the later one that I got her. I got her one that was... It's the one she was mentioning about with the real sapphires. I was really proud of getting that ring. It's a little Clawda ring. That I really like how it looked. And it has an engraving on it, but you can't read the engraving because it's a very kind of small ring.
Enough of the niceties. We've come to smash your place up, ain't we, Bess?
You got one of them telly what's it's in here, ain't you?
She might disagree with it being her favorite, but it's mine.
That is as untrue as the notion that the Static Telegraph Company is
You can read it? Okay.
So,
It says Mo Gra, which is my love in Irish. Because it's a Clawda ring, and we were really big into Ireland at the time.
What's you going on about air and pears for?
And I don't speak Irish, by the way. I just remember that Mo Gra is Irish for it. I was learning Irish at the time. I don't remember much more other than Mo Gra and Mo Bukal. Which I probably mispronounced both.
those playful young scamps get everywhere.
Listen up, Belle, or I'll thump you till your ears are ringing.
You know, I highly recommend looking online, because my wife probably knows more, but like the Clawda ring that I have, yeah, Etsy, the Clawda ring that I have was not a very expensive one. I think she said you spent like 25 on it. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. That's what I think I remember you said. Ah, it looks like gold, but it's stronger. That's where things get a little bit pricey. Oh, what was I? Oh, no. Okay, almost jumped off another attention. Then this was like 90. Okay, so you did spend a little bit more. This one's sterling silver. My first one was tungsten.
Do you really think I would keep it here? Do you see a cable?
This is actually my third ring, technically.
As useful as a bell without a clapper.
I'll give you a bleeding clapper.
Well, bless my boots, you're as helpful as a plum.
There we go. I missed the signal at first.
A plum?
I feel what's going on over there?
Bravo.
Now, will you?
Defended.
Thanks to you, Jacob. Your mere presence gave me courage and resolve I never knew I had. I found myself rather witty too.
Well, make some more bombs and let's sort out Starrick's propaganda machine, shall we?
I feel that. Broke people for life. right? That's what we're here for. Doing what we can with what we got.
Come on, we haven't got all day.
Oh, am I gonna have to drive this? Don't make me drive. I'm
The longer we
terrible
can
at
keep
driving.
Starrick from spewing out false information, the more we can awaken the people
My
with the
first
truth
ring
about his operations.
Let's get
was
to it
a
then.
tungsten ring, and then it
Would
had
you
an
believe my mother
inlay
says there are still some wives in her
with
street
like
that
Celtic
swear by her
swirls and a
shooting
dragon
star?
and
So I
everything.
took it
It's
upon
really, really
myself
beautiful.
to tell her neighbours the truth about
And
the
I wore it,
obnoxious
and it
craft.
was a good
Good
size.
on you, Alec.
And
But you
then,
can't go knocking on Christmas door.
No, I wasn't always welcome. Which shows how false information can be as difficult to stamp out as fish fries
Talking
and
about dialogue.
at Billingsgate.
Or rats in the sewers.
But if we can eradicate the source that continually feeds such detrimental trash, then little by little the truth will take the upper hand and the sham will be flushed out.
Let's crack on then. Here we are.
We will have to get in without being detected, Mike.
While I stun them, you sneak inside.
I shall destroy not one, but 3 parts of the transmitter. He'll be as good as dancing before a public toilet without a penny.
that's a quote.
Slow down now.
Anyway, no, but my first ring was a tungsten one. I really liked it, and then it actually had a bit of an adventure. The first time I almost lost it, we were swimming around in a lake, and I forgot to take it off. And I almost lost it. It fell off my finger, it was in the lake, and we spent forever looking for it, and my sister found it. And I was like, yay, we saved it. But I didn't learn my lesson because I think like less than a year later, we were river rafting with a friend, and I lost it in the river. It's gone somewhere there now. And then we got a second ring, which was not, it was just a little bit too small. And I wore it for a while, but my hands kind of swelled, and I kind of grew out of it. I still have it. I'll occasionally wear it like as a ring on my pinky. I wear like to wear stuff like that, or like I'll wear it as a necklace because I really like that ring. But then we got the third one. This one's sterling silver, little clawed ring that I really like. I like silvers. I'm not a big fan of gold myself. To each their own in terms of metals, but I like silver, I like pewter, I like tungsten, and I kind of keep to that kind of color scheme.
I say, this is becoming rather perilous, to say the least. Oh, golly gosh, I felt that. Jolly close shave, that.
Why no attack them? Why?
This is
There we go.
Quite an adventure.
Like, I'm sitting there and it wasn't letting me attack them at all. Okay.
I'm quite enjoying this little foray into the world of espionage. A tad fiddly, that one, but I've pulled it as well as a dentist pulls a rotten tooth. There.
Okay.
Move on to the next part, Alec.
Next thing, you'll be suggesting a vote for every man.
And woman.
Ha!
I say, this is becoming rather perilous, to say the least.
You called?
Oh, golly gosh, I felt that.
My favorite of like the traditional gemstones is probably going to be amethyst in terms of color. For a while it was emerald because that was my birthstone, but I realized I really like the color purple, so it's got to be amethyst for me.
My dears, Jacob, Evie, thanks are once again in order for supporting what is most dear to me and to our cause, freedom of speech.
It's a blessing that you employ your genius for the common good, Alec.
However, I suggest you vacate your workshop.
No need. Not now you've given me sacks full of courage. And besides, what with my little devices, I have all the protection I need. Should you find yourselves with a moment to spare, do drop by.
Oh. There we go. We did that mission successfully. Got experience and everything. And I do think that... Let's see here. Yeah, I've been going for about an hour longer than intended. So I do think I am going to wrap up here. I was planning to do a 2-hour stream today. I think I am gonna wrap up here. Oh, which is sad because I'm enjoying talking to you and having all the gemstone conversation. Oh. Well. Yeah, we'll wrap up here. Unless my wife wants me to continue a little bit longer. I will for her if she does. Because I still got energy. But I'll leave it up to her. Yeah, you need to get me and the kids to bed. Alright then. Well, we will wrap up here. Oh, let's see. Let's quit back to the main menu screen. Let's see what we're sitting with. Is there anyone that I know that is streaming? Maybe we'll do ourselves a little bit of a raid here. Just to wrap up the stream. He's streaming. Thought he mentioned he was streaming. Yeah, he is. Aha. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go raid heavy then. Alright, here we go. Boop. He's counting down for the raid. We'll go over there and we'll go say hi to him. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows who Hebby is, but a little bit of a shout out to him. He's a fantastic streamer. Before we go, though, I do want to thank all of you for coming and joining my stream, and just hope that you have a wonderful rest of the night. Just remember, real life's important. Do what you can to live the best life you can, and you're always welcome back. Bye, everyone.